What is a holiday film? Many films have holidays associated with them, and vice versa. But how many of these really need this holiday dressing? How many have no true basis in the holiday at all? Today, we will look at various films based around holidays and discover what constitutes a true holiday movie. First, what criteria determines a film as a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie or a Thanksgiving movie? It can depend on who you ask. The debate of what constitutes a Christmas movie always gets popular this time of year, with Gremlins, Batman Returns, and of course Die Hard being big contenders in the debate. I believe it comes down to natural association, plot relation to the holiday, themes associated with the holiday, and importance to the holiday. The first ever film centered around the holidays is widely considered to be Santa Claus from 1898. It was a British silent film that pioneered double exposure, combining two images into a single frame. It is, of course, directly set around Christmas and starring Santa Claus, who is tied to Christmas. There are two connections right there, plot relation and natural association. We can talk more about Christmas in a second. It gets enough attention as it is. Thanksgiving, Halloween, 4th of July, and Valentine's Day all have films associated with them. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Freebirds, and Scent of a Woman are all considered Thanksgiving movies. Mr. Fox is just orange, so I guess that's the reason it is associated. I love it, but I don't know if I'd say it's Thanksgiving. Planes and Trains, Scent of a Woman, and Freebirds are more specifically tied because of a trip to the holiday, or turkeys, I guess. This makes sense, understandable association. Mr. Fox is the only clear outlier here, however. Nothing about it has to do with Thanksgiving. All the Thanksgiving movies have only one real connection point, though: plot relation. Halloween is just pure natural association. A few films are set on Halloween night. The majority of horror movies take place throughout the year, some even taking place during Christmas time. Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Saw, The Shining, and Scream are watched by millions around Halloween. But Halloween is a vibes-based holiday. Anything gothic, macabre, or horror-related is affiliated with Halloween. The vibes are the basis of Halloween. There are not nearly as many traditions for that holiday. For most Halloween films, there is only one real connection point: natural association. The 4th of July has Jaws, Independence Day, The Patriot, Born on the 4th of July, and Saving Private Ryan, to name a few. These films take place directly on July 4th or close to it, so the association is perfectly natural. They also center around themes we celebrate on the 4th of July. But Jaws has nothing to do with patriotism. The summer, beach setting, and the fact that it's on the 4th of July are the only real reasons. That's 2 points of connection for the majority: themes and plot relation. Valentine's Day is another holiday with only vibes connecting the films. It's a bit of a stretch, but many people watch rom-coms around Valentine's Day, myself included. Many rom-coms are not set on the actual holiday, but center around love and relationship. When Harry Met Sally, Serendipity, Sleepless in Seattle, While You Were Sleeping, also a Christmas movie, and Blue Valentine. But the last one is incredibly depressing, so love and relationships are the only real connection to Valentine's Day. That's one connection point: themes. The most popular Christmas movies share common themes of family, finding the Christmas spirit, and characters dealing with some Christmas-related issue. Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, The Polar Express, and It's a Wonderful Life are all classic Christmas films. They all center around family dynamics, Christmas hijinks, activity around the North Pole and its denizens, and attempting to understand or gain Christmas spirit. That's 4 connection points. Vibes also play into it, but they run parallel to everything else: themes, natural association, plot relation, and importance. So, vibes taking place around the holiday, themes associated with the holiday, all of these things connect films to their respective holiday. But what about films that can be tied to a few? Black Christmas, The Nightmare Before Christmas, and Gremlins are Halloween and Christmas related. While You Were Sleeping is a rom-com and Christmas related. Leprechaun is Halloween and St. Patrick's Day. The genre mashup within holidays is fun and can make really vibrant scenes and plots. Vibes and themes have to be the answer, right? Movies like Groundhog Day and Elf have clear, explicit ties to their respective holidays, but others, such as It's a Wonderful Life, take place during Christmas for a disproportionate amount of time to the rest of the film. But it's the themes that connect. Technically, the entire thing takes place on Christmas because the majority of the film is a flashback to his life leading up to the point he is suicidal. But if we go purely on runtime related to Christmas, not much is there. But if it can be a Christmas film, why can't Die Hard, Gremlins, or Batman Returns be as well? Allow me a brief moment on my soapbox, please. Die Hard is more of a Christmas movie than many classics. John McClane is traveling for the holidays. The partygoers are only there for a Christmas party. Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. It's one of the most iconic lines. It's so fun to say. And the body even wears a Christmas hat. A Santa hat. A Christmas hat. What? A Santa hat. He uses Christmas tape to strap a pistol to his back, and the McClane couple makes up on Christmas morning with a kiss. Everything about it screams Christmas. Batman Returns and Gremlins are both more cynical films about the holiday. They explore the unfulfilled expectations of Christmas and take place around the holiday. Key scenes and plot points are also Christmas related. Kate Berenger's father dies in the chimney playing Santa for his family, and the Ice Princess is murdered by the Penguin and falls into the Christmas tree, setting off the framing of Batman. But do they need to take place around Christmas? Perhaps not, but they have the themes. Now, E.T., would this be considered a Halloween film? A pivotal, iconic moment takes place on Halloween night, but the themes in the majority of the film do not relate to Halloween at all. I would say this is not a Halloween film because nothing about the plot is reliant upon Halloween. It is only the backdrop for a single scene. Goodfellas and Forrest Gump are in this category as well. One scene takes place on Christmas, one on New Year's Eve, and one on July 4th. All three scenes are simply chapters in a larger narrative showing a person's life. Naturally, a scene or two will take place during a holiday. Especially around the holidays, we get so excited about movies. Everyone has their go-to films for Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's Day, etc. This speaks to the power of film, for one thing. Alongside every other tradition, people make sure they see their favorite films about the holiday. Films are made about every topic, theme, occasion. Nothing is off limits in the world of film adaptation. With holidays being a dominant cultural force, films about them and regarding them are a given. It can also serve as a by-proxy experience of the entire holiday. The holidays hold so much weight and expectation that they will inevitably not deliver on it at times. Not to get overly cynical, but things rarely line up perfectly the way we want on Christmas or Thanksgiving or any other holiday. There's always something slightly off. But in film, it is perfect. Christmas with the Baileys is perfect. However, most of the Baileys' lot throughout the rest of the film is much less than perfect. They struggled and suffered until things turned out okay in the end. The same way we do, which is why we relate to it. It is easy to forget this, though, by the end of the film. We remember the idea of perfection we want to preserve in our minds so it can warm us when we struggle. So the McAllisters' reunion is perfect. Singing to raise the Christmas spirit is perfect. And the atmosphere on every holiday movie is exactly what we want. By watching these movies, we subconsciously insulate ourselves from disappointment. There are things I'm obligated to do, and they might not turn out. And I have expectations that may be dashed. But I know the protagonist of the Polar Express will get the first gift of Christmas. And I know Scrooge will have a change of heart. I know the Grinch celebrates Christmas with the Who's. And this guaranteed satisfaction and resolvement makes any disappointment a little softer. We vicariously experience Christmas, Halloween, Easter, Thanksgiving, etc. through these films. Watching a holiday-themed film is as ubiquitous as carving pumpkins or baking Christmas cookies at this point. Going back to the first holiday film, it reflected the expectations and interest in Christmas at that time, of course, but something else is even more interesting. Christmas trees were only in 20% of American homes in 1900, 2 years after Santa Claus came out. Making films about the holidays date back to before Christmas trees were popular. A fair counterpoint to my argument would be the films that are commonly associated with Christmas, but are more cynical and downbeat for the majority of their runtime. The Polar Express and It's a Wonderful Life both come to mind for me. You could also put Gremlins and Batman Returns in this category, which I would, but they are not commonly regarded as Christmas films, so let's put them aside for now. So, why would two films about disappointment and cynicism be Christmas classics? Now, I will speak for myself here in saying these two films, and Batman Returns, are both comforting for me. I tend to lead towards pessimism myself, so having films that explore what it's like to not enjoy Christmas as much as you feel you should is beneficial. The Polar Express, particularly, has always been close to my heart, despite all the uncanny valley and creepiness. Hero Boy, incredibly unique name, does not understand the magic of Christmas. He is cynical and distrustful of Santa and the magic of Christmas. He tries so hard to believe and hear the bells until he finally can. The development of his cynicism and harsh realism is very deliberate and well executed. His sudden belief is a little far-fetched, but the pivotal scene is incredible. The wide crowd as the setting makes it all so overwhelming. The slow-mo was an incredible choice, creating a cinematic, visceral feel. The slow tempo of the song gives it urgency and offbeat atmosphere and pathos, and the cinematography is unique, competent, and precise. Film pulls us into a world and a story and makes us connect to their characters. When the movie starts, even if it is just in your living room, the sounds, images, and plot are as real as the ground you stand on. Films capture themes, emotions, and ideas in a way no other medium can. They are long enough to tell a convincing, engaging story, and short enough to consume in one sitting. There are certain looks and expressions on a person's face you cannot accurately describe with simply words. They make the ordinary extraordinary. Holidays do precisely the same thing in real life, adding color and verve to otherwise ordinary days of the week. Why wouldn't we want to capture a holiday within a film? A holiday can be an excellent backdrop for punctuating or heightening a scene as well. Take the aforementioned Halloween scene in E.T., for instance. The other children in costume provides a way for E.T. to sneak out in disguise, so the holiday serves a narrative purpose. The fireworks on the 4th of July in Forrest Gump provide pop and a striking visual and audible aspect to the scene. The New Year's Eve scene as well serves to accentuate the disillusionment Lieutenant Dan is feeling. Everyone around him celebrates a new year and everything that comes with that, while he is stuck in his circumstances. The Christmas setting in Goodfellas is directly after the Lufthansa heist, so everyone is buying expensive, lavish gifts, contrary to Jimmy Conway's orders, and the music is festive, which gives everything a veneer of cheer and positivity. But no one would consider any of these three to be holiday films, nor should they, because they only utilize the holiday setting in a single scene or a handful of scenes to aid in the message or intent of the scene. This, I believe, brings us to the true distinguishing factor in deciding whether a film is holiday related or not. Does the plot hinge on the holiday, or is it merely a stepping stone? So, what conclusion can we come to? If a film makes you think of or feel the festivity of Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, whatever, then watch it, and who cares what anyone else says? With all these holiday films in circulation since before the Christmas tree, is there a chance it will get stale anytime soon? I don't know. Go watch Home Alone again and you tell me.